Welcome again, friends, to the Lighthouse Podcast. My name is Alex Camargo. Today I'm here with a dear friend, a partner, and somebody who's been doing real estate for a long time. Somebody who brings a lot of knowledge to the table, not only to share with other agents, but also, more importantly, with her own clients. And that is Julie Connor. Do us a favor before we get this started. If you can, share this with somebody, subscribe to our channel. If this brings you any value at all, it most likely will bring value to other people as well. Julie Connor, my friend, how are you?
Hi, Alex. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate that.
Awesome. We're going to get into some great content today. It's always a pleasure having you around. You bring so much knowledge to the table. Every time we meet, every time we grab coffee or lunch, I always leave those encounters feeling like I've learned a lot more. And that's because of your given personality. You're always willing to teach, which is a great trait in any person.
Thanks, Alex. And I love meeting with you all the time, too. Thank you.
So we'll talk about your journey as a real estate agent / broker. Of course, once we get into the details of that, you will share with us that you're not only limited to your 10 years of being an agent or associate broker, but you've been in real estate basically all your life.
I have. That's very true.
Yeah. So tell us about who you are. Who is Julie Connor?
Well, I'm a wife. I've been married to my husband, Will, for 41 years. This is our 41st year. We're college sweethearts. And a mother. I have 3 grown children. And a grandmother now. I have
congratulations.
2 grandchildren, a 5-year-old Emily and a 6-month-old Chloe. So that's been fun. So in addition to that, I'm a nutritionist, a registered dietitian, and I'm board certified in both holistic nutrition and functional medicine. And I own a wellness center in Brookfield, Connecticut, a very successful comprehensive wellness center. And I've been a nutritionist for now 41 years as well. And I'm an associate broker, team leader of Julie Dream Homes team of EXP Realty. And I've been doing that about 17 months with EXP.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, we got together to have the early EXP conversations, but it was funny how that happened, right? Because we used to work for the same company before.
Yes.
And I wanted different, so I left the company, and then we joined EXP, which after so much research at that point, and you're going to attest to this as well, I considered let's just open up shop with my business partner, Danny Silver, usually my co-host as well, but today he's not here.
Yeah.
And we considered many different options, many different brokerage firms. We considered opening up our own shop, right? And then we ran into EXP, and we figured this may work for us. So I left my company, he left his company, and then we got together with EXP, and about a year into it, I got a call from you.
Yes, that's right. So for about 2.5 years, I was really thinking about leaving my current brokerage. So I started to interview with all of the brokerages that had been trying to recruit me. And I said, you know what? There's nothing here that is vibing with my personality. I'm going to open my own brokerage. But Alex, I have to be honest with you. I was creeping on you for the 1 year that you left. And, looking at your signs and looking at your listings and looking at your team. And I'm like, kind of intrigued by that. So I started looking into EXP. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So, I really want to look at this and consider it before I go and open up my own shop, which I never really planned to do to the extreme. I do everything to the extreme. I just don't open a little office. I'll open a big, brokerage. So I said, at my age, I think maybe I should consider this.
Yeah. And it was funny because when you called, I still remember the conversation vividly. Alex, I've been creeping on you for a year. I've been watching you for a year to see if you were going to come back, if you were going to fail or come back.
That's true.
And neither happened.
Yes.
Tell me more.
Yes.
I remember, let me take you out to lunch.
Let me take you out to lunch because I At that point, almost made my decision to join EXP. And I wanted to, if I was going to have a sponsor in EXP, I wanted it to be you. Because I always felt that, you had a wonderful, personality, very humble, and really just a wonderful person. So
thank you.
I said, if anything, I'm going to join. So let me take you out to lunch, and I'm going to drill you and see if,
2.5 hour lunch.
That's right. And I'll take you out to lunch, and let's see if this will work for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
So it's been, what, a year and a half-ish?
Yep, about 17 months since I joined EXP. Yeah.
In a nutshell, how has it been? What's your overall opinion?
It has been amazing, I have to tell you. The first 3 months weren't too amazing because of, learning all the technology, and, it's something we can talk about later. But it has been overly amazing for me. It really has been. I love it.
That's awesome. And you brought some notes.
I did, yes.
All right, let's talk about your notes.
Yeah, so, I sat in the car for a couple of minutes today just to, brainstorm and just list the top 10 reasons why I joined EXP and why I think it's the best brokerage to work for.
Let's hear 'em.
So, and I can't stop talking about this. So, anybody that knows me knows when I like something, I don't shut up about it. So this is all I talk about. So the first thing I want to talk about is the 80-20 split. So I was not making that at the brokerage that I was at before, and I certainly didn't start at this, but every single agent starts the same, 80-20 split. So 80% to the agent and 20% to EXP. So you may say, oh, that's not that great. I'm making 75, 25 at my brokerage, but it gets better. The reason it gets better is once you make $80,000 and you've given EXP $16,000, you cap, and now you're at 100%. And I capped. So February 1st is the date of my anniversary. So between February and June, I then capped. I made my $80,000, gave EXP my 20%, and now I'm at 100%. So that excites me.
That's happiness.
Now I'm trying to go for Icon right now.
And it's interesting because sometimes we talk to agents and they make oftentimes, or actually not oftentimes, every now and then they'll make a slightly better than an 80% split, and they'll think, why would I go back down to an 80%? Like, you're not going back down to an 80%. If you make more than an 80% split somewhere else, chances are you're selling enough. And when you factor your numbers through the 80-20% with EXP, but then you factor in that cap, your anniversary day is on February 1st.
Yes, that's right.
3 months later, you capped. So for 9 months out of the year, you're going to be operating at 100%.
So excited about that. I've already had about 6 deals after that. And when I get to 20 deals, and those can even be rentals, as you know, then I can become an Icon agent. And there's a lot of benefits of being an Icon agent.
Even you're going to earn back the $16,000 that the company made, which is
that's
beautiful.
Incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So that's like the first thing. The second thing is at my age, you start thinking about, like, God forbid something happens, your company, your own team, and what you've built up over the years is willable. So if somebody in your family gets their real estate license, you can will your business to them. So in mostly all the brokerages I know, you die and then that's it.
Yeah.
But with this, you can actually pass on your business to your family.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I love that.
That's
love
awesome.
that. The third thing that is one of the top reasons that I switched to EXP is they have health insurance. So I was paying upwards of $3,000 for myself and my husband. We both are in business. We have 4 businesses, and we were paying for health insurance on our own. And, unfortunately, at our age group, until you get Medicare, until you're on Medicare, your insurance is going to be anywhere between $2,000 and $3,000 a month. With EXP, it's $1,200 for myself and my husband. $1,200, and you get something called care coordination, where you call them and ask for their help in getting you a good doctor. And if they help you, it's not even a copay. So this year I've been to about 4 or 5 doctors, and I haven't paid 1 penny, even a deductible.
That's awesome.
So that's huge for people now, especially those that don't have health insurance because they can't afford it. So that was a biggie.
Yeah, and it's usually it's a predominant issue in our industry.
Yes.
You have a lot of agents in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, and oftentimes 50s and 60s who have not been able to get health insurance because, we're self-employed. So it's like a lot of people get health insurance because it's provided by their employers.
Yes.
Right. But in our case, being self-employed, it becomes a choice. Do I want to go get health insurance? And of course, the answer to that should always be yes. But at the cost of $3,000 a year, for instance, for both of you, that's a lot of money.
It's like a mortgage payment.
It is. Yeah.
More.
Oftentimes more.
Right.
But having access to such a reduced cost, I mean, we probably shouldn't be sharing what we pay for health insurance, but for me, for my wife, me, and our son, it's $1,100 a month. It includes vision and includes dental care. So like before that, I wasn't really, didn't really care much for health insurance because it was always going to be an astronomical amount. But this is very affordable.
It is. It's amazing. Yeah. The other thing, actually, the fourth thing, which probably should be the first, is the company vibe. I just love the agents at EXP. I just love them. And everybody is very entrepreneurial. They're really into, helping each other. I never felt that way at my former brokerage. I always felt competition. So with this, we have a thing called Work Chat. You can get on there if you need help with showings that day or an open house. We always help each other, cover for vacation. So we're really into helping each other. And the only thing I was missing was that kind of getting together because we're cloud-based. So I asked my broker, and I created one. So every 6 weeks or so, I do a meetup that I have somebody sponsor it, and we just had one at Notch 8 in Bethel, and we all got together, and we had raffle prizes, and we got together. It was so much fun. So now we have a tribe that gets together and does what was the only thing that I was missing.
Yeah.
The fifth thing that I want to talk to you about is how I used to go to Aruba. And so Aruba's my favorite place in the entire world. My husband and I have been there about 25 times. We go twice a year. And I want to show you how I used to go to Aruba.
Please.
Okay? So I brought my carry-on because, of course, I would never...
And as you're seeing the trend here, pink is a thing for Julie?
Yes, and I'm going to talk about that too, because obviously my nails, my phone, everything is pink. I'm really into pink, as you can see, pink and purple. So I'm going to show you, if I can open my suitcase, I'm going to show you what used to be in my carry-on when I went to Aruba. Well, actually, it used to be that both of the zippers were full of my client files.
So this is how you went to Aruba?
Yes, this was what I carried on.
This is the work.
Yes, this was all my files because everything was paper. I used to spend Saturdays in the office scanning my files, and this is how I used to go. Amongst my bathing suits you have to bring bathing suits. My 3 bathing suits, I'd have all my files. And my husband would complain, why do you have to bring those? And it's because that's how I ran my business before.
Real estate never stops.
Yes, it never stops. So now I go to Aruba without even a carry-on because I keep my bathing suits in my large pocketbook, and I have that there, and I bring a suitcase, and I just bring my computer. That's it. So that's huge for me. I love the technology, which is something that you're probably saying, Julie, I cannot even believe that. My kids don't even believe that. Even like SkySlope, it's transaction management, everything is there. And I'm in 2 states. I have my broker's license in New York and in Connecticut, and everything is all my deals are integrated in that transaction management system, and I love it.
Yeah.
I can teach it now. I would never think that I could do that, and I can teach that now. So that's really amazing, the technology. They have this thing called Work Chat that I can grab my pink phone and go on Work Chat and talk to anybody in the company, even
the CEO.
The CEO, you can talk to anybody. I can connect with my broker. I can connect with other agents. Hey guys, could somebody help me with an open house this weekend? I can go on Connecticut group. I love that. Speaking of pink, as you can see, there's a theme here. Everything that I've been able to do, I've been able to brand. So I was going to do this when I opened my own brokerage. Everything was going to be pink. Pink cards, pink key tags.
Yeah, that was one of the a portion of the reasons as to why you were looking into opening up your own shop. It's because you wanted to be able to expand your own brand,
right? And
into colors and designs that you wanted.
Yeah.
Can you show us some
I'll show you my
ideas?
sign. Yes. I'll show you. So these are my signs.
If you see these on the road, there's a good agent behind them.
So I have pink signs, Julie Dream Homes team with purple. And so my husband, who's on my team, didn't want pink, so he has purple. And we have our pink sold signs on those, or under contract or whatever. So that's been fun to be able to brand your own and have EXP in there, which I'm so proud of. And hashtag EXP proud is a big thing that we do, right?
Yeah.
We talk about,
Yeah.
because we are proud of EXP. So I love that personalization.
Yeah, and it allows you to extend your full personality
Yes.
into everything you do.
Love that.
Yeah,
And I really love that. The other thing, our brokers are awesome. They're just incredible. As I said, we can go on, work chat if we have a question or an issue, and they're on all the time
And it's
help
good.
us.
It's to your point. It's not just one broker. It's a team of brokers.
That's right.
Right. So when we message somebody, we always add 2 or 3 brokers to that message,
Yes.
and they can all get to it. So it's very rare that we can go through a weekend waiting until Monday for a response, because 2 or 3 people are engaged in that same
Yes.
message that we send, and somebody will jump on and answer it for us.
That's so true. And the other thing I love, Alex, is they also we have the workplace, and you can get so many referrals through workplace. If an agent, is transferring, a family member to Connecticut or New York, we can jump on there and take that referral. And it's so easy. And I've transferred a number of my clients to Tennessee this year, Texas, North Carolina, and I was able to get awesome agents just with a couple of clicks. Quick. Everybody was responding. I interviewed them to find the perfect person.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The other thing that I love, this is number 8, that we're owners, we're stockholders. So I put 5% of all my deals in company stock, and I'm really getting a lot of money.
That number is, especially now with the
number is really
shooting up.
Yeah, so that's been great, that we feel like owners, and we are owners in the company. And number 9 is the revenue share opportunity, that I can bring in other agents, sponsor other agents, and actually make money on, their success, which is amazing, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't come from their pocket, it comes from the company's side.
Right.
I mean, I didn't know exactly what the numbers were the other day. I was reading into it, but almost half of the profit that EXP makes, they pay back to agents in the form of company share.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. And I love that the company is agent-centric.
Yeah.
I mean, Glenn Sanford, he really is all about the agents, making the agents successful, making the agents happy. And for every single deal that you do, you get this NPS survey.
Yeah.
They want to know how they did. I've never had anybody ask me how my brokers have done. So how did they do? How can we do better? And how can we serve you better? Wow, isn't that amazing?
And it was really nice. We went to the shareholder event in Florida, and then they buy out one of the parks at Universal for everybody that goes to the event. So there's probably a couple of thousand people at one of the parks at Universal, and Glenn was there with all of us, like hanging out. Like,
he's one of us.
There's 90,000 agents in this company, and to see your CEO there, just hanging out, just like he's one of us, taking pictures with a few people, talking to other people, going in the same roller coaster rides that we're going. I'm like, that establishes a good connection.
I love that, and I love the fact that all the upper level people are the same as us. Like, everybody works together and we're all the same. And, I never feel like there are different tiers where, those are the big guys, and, we're down here. We're all the same. And then every year, last year I went for the first time to EXP Con in Las Vegas, and I'm going again this year in October. And that's an amazing event that they put on every year. And they do a lot for the agents. And I was able to get 4 designations at that event.
That's awesome.
So far this year, since I've joined EXP, I was able to get 5 designations without paying 1 penny. My NCREA, my RELO certification, I'm a certified mentor, affinity certification, and foreclosures.
Yeah.
So, they really help you grow, which is fantastic. And the last thing I want to talk about is the amount of continuing education, because I'm really into education and learning and growing. I'm just like a real nerd when it comes to that. And you can go into EXP University and take classes all day if you wanted to do that, and learn from the icon agents, and how to be the best you could be. So I'm striving to be the best I can be. Yeah. And I love that.
It's the system that's created, right? So the classes are mostly taught by icon agents, which really means that they've sold a ton of real estate in order to be able to get to that point of being called an icon agent. And then the company gives them an opportunity to come back and teach. And because it's such a national thing, right? It's our company's in 26 countries, but when you're talking just about the United States, an icon agent teaching a class about different social media skills or listing presentations, he does not have to feel threatened at all that he's teaching, that he's giving out all of his values and all of this value and his secrets, because most of the agents watching those classes are not in his area. Right. So we all have, as you reach icon, we all have all the reasons to create a good class, right, and teach and give out all of our secrets, because there's going to be people from all over the country watching, all over the world, really. So there's no reason for you to hold back. So we learn a lot through those classes. I take those classes weekly.
I love that. And the other thing is that your success breeds my success. So the better the company does, the better my stock is going to do. And so I want you to be successful. I really do. I really want you to be successful. And I think that's probably why the vibe is different. It's not competitive. It's more of a EXP family, which is what we call it. And that really is the case. I can say that from day one, I felt that way. And, a year and a half in, I feel that way stronger than ever.
And this has been your best year in real estate, right?
It really has. I mean, I've made, it's only July, I've made about $95,000 already this year. I don't feel uncomfortable sharing that with you. And remember, I'm running a wellness center on top of doing that. So
wait, this is impressive. Let's talk about that. You're a full-time dietitian.
Yes,
you have a full workload, and you're running that office. There's 10 employees there?
Yes.
And then you still find time to help Will, your husband, with his construction.
Yes.
And then you guys still find time to go construction company, and you guys still find time to keep your real estate portfolio, right? Because you've been investors for so long.
That's right.
But here you are, with very limited time, a full-time agent making a full-time real estate agent income. That's impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
It's always been impressive.
Well, what's interesting, all of our 4 businesses connect. So I actually have been doing investing, my husband and I, our whole lives. And, we have properties all over. We're landlords. We fix and flip. And so my patients knew that. So it was really my patients who encouraged me to get my license, because they wanted me to help them. They didn't want to have somebody else help. Dr. Julie, can you help me find a house? I said, I can't get into houses. Dr. Julie, can you please, I want you to help me. I've been seeing you for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I want you to help me. You help me with everything else. So really, that's how it began. My patients encouraged me. And, the bulk of my clients are our patients, which is really interesting, because they want me to help them. I'm helping them maybe with their weight. I'm helping them with their eating disorders or their GI issues. I'm helping them with their real estate. So we integrate all of our businesses in one, which is interesting. Everything is together.
And some of them are your tenants.
Yes, some of them are my tenants. Some of them my tenants. I mean, honestly, we're family. We're a family business. Healthy Ways Wellness Center is a family business. So we really do combine all of our businesses under that one roof, which is kind of cool.
That's awesome. Let's talk about the biggest fear in switching real estate brokerage firms.
Okay.
Because you were with the previous brokerage firm that you started there, you never switched out of it, right? And then eventually you came to this crossroad where you said, you know what, I need different.
Yes.
It's not for any bad reason. You just, you needed different. And here you are, I need different, but there's this fear of, I can safely say technology, because it's always a fear.
You're correct.
Right. And oftentimes it's the fear of technology in your age group.
Yes.
Let's talk
That's
about
correct.
that.
Okay. So I went to Cornell University undergraduate, and I learned computers with punch cards, where you would literally, I don't know if you know what this is, but you take the punch card, throw it in the computer, and that was my initial exposure. So I wasn't raised with computers. I had to learn everything pretty much on my own. So my biggest fear, honestly, with going into a cloud-based brokerage is the technology is going to be way too complicated for somebody my age. And my kids are like, "Are you out of your mind, Mom? Are you crazy, Mom? Are you out of your mind? You're going to go to a cloud-based brokerage where everything is online when you're bringing piles of charts to Aruba, piles of files to Aruba." So I said, you know what? This is the one thing in my life that I'm not good at. And people always ask me, how do you do what you do? Well, I'm going to tell you my secret. I don't do what I'm not good at. I delegate it to one of my 3 assistants. So I delegate what I'm not good at, so I look like I'm good at everything. So this was the one thing in my life that I never felt good at. I always felt stupid at it. I mean, my daughter said to me, "Mom, if you don't start learning texting, I can't talk to you. You know, I'm in meetings all day, and you want me to call you. Let me text you." It's like, okay, I'll learn. But anyway, so I spent the first 2 months learning the technology. And instead of asking you, Alex, because again, I didn't want to seem too stupid, what I did was I went onto Sky Slope, and they have a 24-hour chat. And I got to know them on a first name basis. So I'd be up, to 1, 2 in the morning, going on the chat and asking them, okay, what did I do wrong? How can I do this? How can I do that? And they would walk me through these steps. There's always help. And now I became so proficient in it, I teach it, which is kind of cool. I teach it. I have my own YouTube channel. I never thought I'd have my own YouTube channel where I teach other agents about the forms and about, how to grow and about real estate. I'm doing things that have brought me to a new level in my personal development because I have gotten to the highest level I can in my career as a functional medicine practitioner. I teach now. So there's no place else to go. So I had to raise the bar in another career.
Let me start over somewhere else.
Yes, to keep myself interested. I get bored very easily. The only person I haven't gotten bored of is my husband. Everything else, I get bored very easily. Very easily.
Yeah. But that's awesome. It's been a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks,
And
Alex.
if you were to leave our audience, especially agents watching who are around your age group,
yes.
If they were ever interested in having a conversation, and of course we're going to leave your contact information, right?
Yes.
The same way we had a conversation when we first started. And you've taught me a lot from your perspective of being slightly older than I am and what difficulties
Thanks,
you
Alex.
went through. And oftentimes we talked about the lack of connection that a 25-year-old agent could have with a 55-year-old
Yes.
agent as far as technology, for instance, right?
Yes.
So you've shown me in many different ways how much easier it is for you to explain this concept of a new cloud-based company to another agent who may be around the same
Yes.
age group that you are because you speak the same language.
Yes, that's very
right?
true.
What message would you leave them with?
Okay. Do not be afraid. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. If I could do it, honestly, anybody can do it. And I sincerely mean that. So there's so much support with this company that they will not let you fail. Okay, so, and we're here for you. We have a great team of agents that are always ready to support you. I have more support now than ever. So don't be afraid. That's the first big thing. Don't be afraid. Give us a call and, let us know why you'd be afraid to make this, move. Honestly, I think it's such a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I think that we're getting 1,000 new agents. We have 90,000 and 1,000 new agents are joining every week. Yeah. Worldwide.
That's insane.
Think about 1,000 new agents when we've had 60,000 agents across the country leave real estate. because of what's going on.
Yeah.
And why are we doing so well?
Yeah.
You know, because we have a family, a tribe to support us, to help us, to encourage us, to push us, to motivate us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Isn't that true?
Yeah.
So don't be afraid. Give us a call. That's the best advice I can give.
Awesome. My friend, once again, thank you so much
Thanks,
for being
Alex.
here with us. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks,
and
Alex.
There's always so much that I take from our conversations.
Same here. Thank you.
We will definitely do a part 2 or 3 and 4 of this podcast, because in the next episode that we do together, I like to pick your brain and ask you questions about the other part of who you are, the Dr. Julie Connor,
Yes.
and everything that we can learn from it. But that's for a
you.
second episode. Once again, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, folks, this is it. We're going to leave Julie's information down below. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, please feel free to reach out to her. As you can see, she's super friendly, very approachable, and more importantly, very honest about everything that she does.
That's for sure.
Once again, Dr. Julie Connor, thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex.